Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing a video for all of those who are just starting with makeup. These are just the basic tips and tricks of how to apply your makeup. Big old disclaimer, I'm not claiming to be a professional. I'm not claiming to be a licensed makeup artist or anything. These are just all the tricks that I know and that have worked for me a lot. So the first thing you're going to need is brushes. A lot of people ask, well, what brushes should I use, or what brushes are good for that, or whatever. So there's 4 brushes that, actually 5 brushes. 2 are kind of the same, and then there's 3 other different ones. The brushes I use are just these right here. They're not that, oops, this one's backwards. This one. These are not expensive or anything. These are just I got some from Elf and Target, and there's just one Estee Lauder, but this one came with the gift set. But yeah, so the 5 brushes that I suggest that are like your main brushes that you should get if you can, would be, for one, for a smoky eye or for any look you have to blend. If you don't blend your makeup, it's gonna look tacky. So you need a big fluffy brush, something like this. Something that it's movable and fluffy and round. Something that if you put light pressure on, it will still work, because it's rounded. This is, I think this would be my, if I could get any brush, I think the blending brush would be the brush, because you could apply your lid makeup, you could do the smokiness, and you could also apply your brow highlight. So this one would be my main one. It's just a round fluffy brush. Now, for an all over eyelid eyeshadow applicator, I would use something like this. This one I got it from Elf. Sorry, it's kind of dirty. But it's just a flat, chunky brush. And this one is perfect for all over the eyelid if you need it. That's just basically all. It could also work for the crease, just to apply, your shadow or whatever. But this would be another good brush. The other one is, it's an Elf angle brush. You could get any brush, any angle brush. This one's perfect for your eyebrows and for under the eyelid, what is it called? The under eye rim. This one's really good for that. You also want another brush. It could be flat as well, just like the one I just showed you. This one you want for your highlight. You always want a clean brush for your highlight, because if you use another brush that you've used for another shadow, your highlight might kind of have the color on the brush that you used. You might have it once you apply your highlight. So a good highlight brush is good. Usually I recommend the flat brushes, because those just, fit perfectly under your brow. And you don't, I mean, I guess you do need some blending for the highlight, but this one's perfect as well for the highlight, because it's just like, if you do the wiper motions, it'll just like blend it. And then also a taper brush or a smaller brush, something like this. Something small to where it would fit your the corner of your eyelid, or anything that could possibly just get the color and just put it like in your crease. That would be perfect. So those are basically all my brushes that I use. Actually, those are the ones I use mainly for my makeup looks. I have other brushes, but they're basically just the same thing. It's just that those are cleaner or whatever. Also, one thing that is super, 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 super important, besides my blending brush, is to use a primer. For any look you want to use, a primer is, or a base, is just the basic thing you need, because if you have all of those tools and you have all your shadows and you know how to blend and everything, it's not going to be important, because once your eyeshadow is on, it'll just stay on for an hour or so, and then it'll start creasing, it'll start fading out, and it just doesn't look good at the end of the day. So it's always good to use a primer. I can't stress to you guys enough of how important it is. You could go to e.l.f. They have primers. Mary Kay has primers. Jessie's Girl has primers. I know Urban Decay, the Sephora eye primers. There's a lot of brands out there, but I guess it doesn't matter how high-end or how expensive the primers are, as long as they help your shadow. All I use is my MAC concealer. Concealers are also a good primer. You might think it's like, that's a concealer, it's not going to do much, but it does. It keeps your eyeshadow on. It cancels out any imperfections that you might have in your eyelid, any redness, any veins, anything. So concealer is really good as a primer as well. So if you are just starting with makeup and you're like, okay, I'm going to start putting makeup on, I'm going to go to, I don't know, MAC, Walgreens, any drugstore or whatever, get a primer first. A primer and a fluffy brush. That's all you need. And an eyeshadow palette, obviously. So now, as for the eyeshadows, when you're just starting with makeup, it's important to have at least 3 colors. So it's always a good idea to get a palette that already has the colors. That way you don't have to stress of what color looks good with what or whatever. The palettes usually already have the colors you need. So I suggest, Wet n Wild has some great ones, but there's other brands that also have palettes. You're going to need an eyelid shadow, a crease shadow, and a highlight shadow. Those are just your basic colors that you need. Especially if you want to do a kind of like a smoky eye, you will need a darker color. If you just need a basic everyday color, just, you're running out the door or whatever, 1 color is just enough. Well, actually 2 colors is just enough. Your eyelid and your brow bone. So yeah, so I'm going to show you guys how to do this basic look, and hopefully it works for you guys, because I've had a lot of clients who I've done their makeup and they're like, oh, every time you do my makeup it looks great, but every time I try to do it, it comes out looking weird. So I'm just going to show you the basic just with these 3 colors. And yeah, so I'm going to start with this brush, the one I mentioned, and with the eyelid whoa before that, my primer. So I'm just going to be using my MAC concealer in NC30. I don't know if that matters, but that's what I'm going to be using. And I'm just going to apply it all over my eyelid. Just so that the eyeshadows will stick on and it would last for the whole day. Because it's no point in putting on eyeshadow and having to reapply it an hour later, because that's not fun, especially if you're going to school. You're not going to be getting out of class just to touch up your makeup. That's just a waste of time. So the primer is super, super important. I don't know if you guys could tell now, but it canceled out the redness that I had and any veins or whatever that I might have had on my eyelid that made it look, funny. So now that's when I'm going to be using this brush and getting my eyelid color. And I'll be applying that all over the lid. And you also always want to dust off the extra. I don't know if you guys can tell, but you see that? That's the extra. And once you dust it off, you'll still have product, but not as much as if you don't. It's always good to do this, because that way when you're applying your shadow, it doesn't fall out and make your bottom messy. especially if you already did your foundation like I did. I always like doing my foundation last because it's easier and I like a fresh face when I get out the door. So you guys see, that's all I did. I just applied it on the lid, and with the same brush I kind of blended a little bit on the top. You don't want to blend the whole thing because you want the color to stay right in the lid, so you just basically blend the top, if that makes any sense, hopefully. So now I'm gonna get my other brush, the smaller brush, and I'm gonna go with my crease color and just apply this to the outer corner. You always want to start outside your eyelid and not inside, depending what look you're gonna do. But if you want to look something like this, you always want to start in the outside of the of your eye. So you just apply it right in the corner, kind of like making a V in a way. So you just apply it there, and you don't want to go all the way in, just probably like 1/3 of the eyelid. Okay, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but right here you can see like the line and stuff. That's usually where the blending brush comes in, and you blend that that line so it won't look like obvious that you put a different color on. And you just blend it back and forth, or you could do circular motions. Gosh, I can't talk today. It's all these brushes that I had to say. I have the sh in my mouth. And then if you need more color, that's when you apply more color. Just like that, and then you blend more. You see? And if you need more, feel free to get more. And just put it in the crease. And blend. Now I'm going to be using my other brush that I use for the highlight and just apply it on my brow bone. Just like that. And this is what I mean, like I put it in my brow bone and then I blend downward just to bring all those colors together. You don't really need a lot for the highlight. It's just something to just complete the look, basically. And for the angled brush, that's when, you know, this is useful for your bottom eye rim. And I remember I put the primer in the bottom of my lid, so that's the reason why I'm not going to apply more. So see, this one fits perfectly in your bottom eyelid. Just like that. And then now if you want to put a highlight in your inner corner, you can with the same brush and the same eyeshadow we used for the brow bone. So we're just going to apply it like that. Hopefully you guys can tell. You see how it brightens up the eye? So I'm going to put my mascara and my lashes and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back. So I just threw on my lashes and my mascara and that was pretty much it. But hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. I'm going to show you real quick how the eyes turned out. It's just your simple look. Like I said, hopefully this video was helpful, and if you like the video, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below if you guys need more tips or tricks how to apply your makeup. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and yeah, so I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye guys, and thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.